Evening, students, we started the third lesson. Why we need parliament? Why do we need a parliament? And we have seen that one, the historical time when we are thinking about the British history, when the British people was ruling here in India. That time we suffered a lot. That's why our freedom fighters and the leaders of post independent India, they thought about a free India, and we can see that when the act what all things they taken, and they thought about to take getting the maximum participation of the people in decision making. So we are going to see the people and their representatives. Why we are selecting our representatives, or what is the need of our representatives, and what are the duties of our representatives, what we will call them our representative, like that. And we have studied already in 6th standard about the Panchayati Raj and Gram Panchayat, as well as municipality. Then in 7th standard we studied about state government. Means in this lesson we are going to study the central government, the duty of the central government, what are the roles of central government, like that things. Already in introduction part I have said that one. Okay, then now we are going to see the people and the representatives, and we can see the takeoff point for the democracy is the idea of constant, that is the desire and approval and participation of people. Means three major things we can see: our desire to get the participation of the people, and approval of the people, and participation of the people. Not only in one time, every time whenever we are taking the selecting new representative, or when we are thinking about the giving start making a new law, or making changes in the already existing law, in every time we want to get it. So it is the decision of the people, very clearly saying again, it is the decision of the people that creates the democratic government and the decide about its functioning. What is the importance of people's decision? It is make the government as a democratic government. It make the government as a democratic government. At the same time, it is helping the democratic government to function very well. The three major functions or three major organs we know already: executive, legislative, and the judiciary. In that, if they want to function properly, the people's participation should be there. And the basic idea of this kind of the democracy is that the individual or the citizen is the most important person, and that in participate the government as well as other public institutions need to have the trust of this citizen. So first what we want to see, why we are thinking about democracy and the democratic government and formation of democratic government as well as function of democratic government, because individual is the basic one, and that is the most important one. So citizen or the individual is the important factor of democracy. So we want to understand that one. And principle of the government as well as the other public institutions need to have the trust of the citizen. Not only this is the individual is the basic unit, not only that one, and citizens are important. Not only again we can see that one, the government want to trust, or we should trust each other. If our neighbor, if we are not trusting our representative, or representative is not trusting us, the government can't function properly. How does the individual give approval to the government? And one way of doing how the individual they are giving the approval of the government, we can see that one. And people would elect their representative to the parliament, then one group form among the elected representative from the government. We know the how we are through the election we are selecting our representative, and which party having the majority of vote, that party will become the ruling party, and they will form the government. The ruling party means which, for example, if there is 500 seats in the parliament, and who is getting more than means 250 is the half, this is the half, and who is getting majority, if it is coming 252, that party will be the majority party and they can form the government. And when they are forming when they are forming the government, they are deciding the prime minister, they are deciding the ministers, they are deciding the other duties of the MPs and other things. So and like that the government is going to making the government, means the members, those who are becoming the representative from that one, the major groups, they will form the government. And the parliament, which is made up of all the representatives together, control and guide the government. Even though we are saying like that one group, it is the representative, they are making the government, minister and other things, but other group, they are the opposition party, both together, the ruling party as well as opposition party together, they controlling and guiding the government. If the ruling party is doing something and if it is not suitable to the people, then opposition party, they will criticize. Nowadays we can see whenever Prime Minister Narendra Modi is taking decision, opposition party leader Rahul Gandhi is giving some comments, or maybe before taking the decision, or sometimes when Narendra Modi is making delay on taking decision, that time also Rahul Gandhi, he will give some warning or some suggestion or some criticism. And if you are thinking about the state governments also, we can see the same condition. They are, means the both government as well as the opposition party, the who are the ruling party as well as the opposition party, both of them have the equal duty to guide, control and guide the government. In this sense, people through their representatives form the government, also control it. So ultimately, who is selecting the representatives? We ourselves selecting our representative, means we ourselves ruling us, or we ourselves guiding our government, we ourselves controlling our government with the help of our representative. Means ultimate duty of the development of a nation, controlling of a government, that is in the hands of the people. Knowingly or unknowingly, we are saying like that government should do. Who is government? We ourselves are government. So it is our duty to make all the developmental activities or all the functions of the government. So what we was discussing, the people and the representative. We can see here the people, a picture it is given here, and we can see photo shows that election staff using an elephant to carry polling material and EVM machine polling station located in the difficult terrain, means where they can't go with car or jeep or like that, any vehicle or even bullet, like that area they are taking the elephants. If you are in the Himalayan areas, like that area where ordinary vehicles can't go, or in the maybe in the Western Ghat, interior places of Western Ghat, the forest people or the Adivasi people where they are living to, we want to reach, that time they are taking the elephant and going, means how much struggle the officers or the bureaucracy is taking to conduct the election and other things. They don't know how to climb, then also pulling them to upside and taking them up. So now we are going to see the idea of the representation has been an important theme in your class 6th and 7th social political life textbook. We have seen that one, how we are selecting our representative for Gram Sabha, Gram Panchayat as well as municipality, and in the state government we have seen already. And you are familiar with how representatives are chosen at different levels of government, even in school election, how we are selecting our leader, that we know. And some of the words, it is new to us, the term, use the terms of constituency and represent to explain who an MLA is and how the person get elected. Means what do you mean by constituency? The area fixed for the election purpose, for the election purpose, according to the number of people, we are making to we are dividing the state into different constituencies, different areas, and each area it is known as constituencies. For MLA election, means state government election, as well as otherwise legislative election, and for MP election we are having this division that is known as the constituency. That division is known as constituency. For only for election purpose we are making like that divisions, that is known as constituency. Then represent the in each and every constituency we can see one representative who is representing as a MLA, member of legislative assembly, or if it is coming in the central government we will call it MP, member of parliament. And then what are the how we are selecting electing that person? There will be a nomination. In that maybe 3 persons or 5 persons they will nominate their name. Different parties may nominate their names, and in the election day we will go to the election booth and cast our vote, and according to the number who is getting the maximum vote, that person will become the representative of our area or any one area. So next one, discuss with your teacher the difference between legislative assembly and the Vidhan Sabha and the parliament, means Lok Sabha. What is the difference between state assembly election as well as the parliament, means the constituency area? In when we are making the state constituencies, that may be little bit small area, small number of people, and in for parliament purpose maybe 1.5 constituencies state assembly, and say one constituency for Rajya Sabha, or means for parliament purpose. And in parliament there is 2 houses, and one is Rajya Sabha, one is Lok Sabha, that you can see in the lesson itself. And in Rajya Sabha members we are not directly electing them, they are nominated members, and the Lok Sabha members, they are the elected members. And for each and every states we can see that we are having the particular number like the 20, 40 like that, and UP having the maximum representatives, that is more than near about 100 members from UP state, and the small states like Kerala, Goa like that states having less than 20 members for as a MPs. Okay. Then from the list below, identify the work of the state government and the central government. After the completion of this lesson, you can understand what are the duties of central government. Already you know what are the duties of state government, and you want to you can refer the 7th standard textbook. According to that you can fill it. Then fill in the blanks with the following words. Universal adult franchise MLA, that also you can do by yourself. Okay, we are moving to the next part of the lesson, that is role of parliament. Role of parliament, what are the roles they are doing by parliament, we can see that one. Before that we can see the some of the pictures what is given in the textbook. Here it is given the parliament house, and then we can see the second one, it is Rajya Sabha, they are meeting, and next one it is Lok Sabha meeting. Like that 3 meetings we can see, and how they are conducting their place arrangement and other things we can see, and how they are meeting, and what now we are going to see what are the functions of a role of parliament, that we will see in next video.